guys, so today it's gonna be a very special video because we have a guest with us, and it's gonna be an interview with Dominant Swirly, who is an expert at Clash Royale. And before we introduce him, I just want to say that the games that you're watching right now on the screen, I might be losing a lot of them because I just got to Grand Champion, so it's just going to be a bunch of level 15 people with level 15 cards and double Evos, which I don't have at all, so don't get on me for that. Anyways, so welcome, Dom Swirl. So yeah, introduce yourself. How are you? Like, what's your Clash Royale journey?
I'm doing great. My name's Dom Swirl. I played Clash Royale since 2016, at the beginning of the release. I went pro in 2017, but I found my role as an expert to be more useful. I trained Canadian pros since 2018. Some big names, some not. I've trained Sweep, Benji, and Blink CR, and I'm proud of my work because they've made it far in the Clash comp.
Thank you.
So how did you get into Clash?
Okay, so basically I got into Clash because I was 12 years old. It was like 2017, and everyone in my class had the game and they're just playing during class, and I'm like, what is this game? Like, I think I need to download it because everyone in my class literally has it. Even the teacher had it. So I downloaded the game, and it was actually more fun than I expected, and then I just kind of like got addicted, and I think I'm probably the only one who still plays out of my classmates to this day. But yeah, I just really fell in love with the game, and I think it's like a really interesting and unique game. So yeah, that's my little story.
Glad you enjoy the game. But what do you want to accomplish that you haven't achieved already?
So my main goal, it might seem like far-fetched, but I want to be like the first woman, female, to make it to like the CRL World Finals, or at least some sort of competitive level.
I get you.
So now that we have introduced you, do you have any questions for me about the game? Because this is an interview, so you get to ask me anything you would like.
Alright, let's start off with this. What are your thoughts on the current state of the game? Like Evos and level 15 is max.
Yeah, so I'm actually really passionate about this topic, and I think a lot of people are. So basically, my thoughts are that this game has definitely gone downhill, and it's just not as good as it used to be. For those reasons you just said, I think Evos, while it may seem like a good concept, they're extremely hard to achieve without paying any money, and it just creates a really bad experience for the free-to-play players, because now they can't play ladder without going against people who are level 15 and people who have Evos. And obviously having Evos and being level 15 is a huge advantage that a lot of people don't actually take into consideration. Like, the difference between level 14 and 15 is really big, and achieving level 15 cards also takes a long time because you don't just upgrade it with your gold. You need the elite wild cards, and that takes time to get. And then the Evos, you need shards, and I think someone like calculated the math, and to get all the Evos, I think it takes like almost 10 years, maybe 7 or something like that.
10 is absolutely crazy.
It's crazy. And they also increased the price for the Pass Royale, so even though they added more things to it, the value still went down because it's not worth that much money. So that's my thoughts. I really think the game is not in a good spot right now.
So on the same topic, do you think there's a way that they could section out these pay-to-win players? Like, is there a way to fix pay-to-win, or will it just eternally just like be the soul of Clash?
Unfortunately, I think there's not really a way to fix it. I think their best interest is always going to be money, because at the end of the day, they're a business. But I don't think there's really like a way to fix it. It's a tough question.
Yeah, I've been thinking about that a lot. But I have a question for you, because a lot of pros that I've worked with, they have wasted money on the game. Are you saying when you pursue your career, you're like not gonna waste money on the game, or like will you end up buying an Evo to compete with the high ranks?
That's a good question. Obviously, for now, I'm not gonna be buying things. I'm kind of boycotting. Not really, because I still play, but in a monetary way, I'm kind of boycotting Clash Royale. But when I get better at the game, and I how do I say this? I still want to be free to play for as long as possible. But if obviously I get to the point where I'm a full-time content creator and stuff like that, I'll probably end up spending money on the game. That's just being realistic. Maybe that's hypocritical, but like, to be competitive, you need to be at the highest level, and the only way to get there is if you pay money, or unless you're like super like good at the game, which, you know, not the best. So just paying money is like, you know, it's just like the easiest way to get to the top of the ranks.
Yeah, being top ladder is very important. Having scouts look at you, having that level 15, the extra HP is very huge. But the fact that you have to waste money to be at the top is absolutely crazy. But I'm gonna start asking you more about the meta, less about the game. Or not the game, but you know what I'm trying to get at.
Yeah.
So, Yuckus, as of right now, do you think Baby Dragon or Inferno Dragon is the better dragon?
Well, I like this question. It's always a great debate for what's the best dragon in the game. And before I give my thoughts on that, I just want to say they're both really different from each other, and they're both good in their own way. They're never, like Baby Dragon and Inferno Dragon, they're never bad cards in the like game. Like, there's never been like a time where, you know, they've been.
They're both situational, both good against
they're
different
very
cards.
deck dependent too. Like, obviously, if you're running Splash Shard, you want to use Baby Dragon. If you're running like Lava Hound, you want to run Inferno Dragon, stuff like that. But for what's the better dragon, I definitely think stats wise, I think Inferno Dragon has proven to be stronger. Just because of that damage, once he's locked on, you know. The only downside is obviously the counters, you know, like there's a lot of counters, obviously. There's so many stun cards in the game. But if you could work your way around that, I think Inferno Dragon is a really strong card. So that's my answer. But I think it's really close. Like, I don't think it's by a long shot. I think Baby Dragon's right up, you know, with his older brother.
Neck to neck.
Yeah, neck to neck. But yeah, definitely Inferno Dragon. And even today, like, the win rates, Inferno Dragon has 52% win rates this week, and then Baby Dragon 45%. So I definitely think Inferno Dragon is slightly better, but I love Baby Dragon and I use it way more. That's my thoughts.
Same. Going along with that route, a lot of these cards have been seen in a bunch of hog decks, and they've been seen to win a lot of games. But in your opinion, is Ice Spirit, E Spirit, or the Healing Spirit? Actually, let's add the Snow one too. Which is the best spirit in the game, Yuckus?
So, the Snow one. But no, I think the best spirit in the game It's a difficult question because they're all good. You know, it's one elixir card. I think that you're always going to get value out of each spirit, and they basically almost all do the same thing. But if I had to say what's the best spirit in the game, I think I'm always going to go with the fire spirit, and this is really debatable. I think everyone's been telling me Yakis, E-spirit, I mean it's ice spirit, it's ice spirit. But I think it's fire spirit. I think it's always been strong. The splash is like amazing. They even had to nerf it a few years ago. It used to do as much damage to the crown tower as a fireball. Isn't that insane, Dom?
Yeah, and they recently have gave Ice Spirit an Evo, which is crazy to think about.
Yeah, and that's my opinion. Ice Spirit, like you said, has Evo now, so obviously that changes it up a little bit. But for just going spirit for spirit and no Evos, I think Fire Spirit is definitely the best one. And to back myself up, looking at the win rates this week, by the way, these stats are from Royal API Grand Challenge win rates from the last 7 days. We do see Fire Spirit with the most highest win rates out of all the spirits with a 56 win percentage, which I think just proves my point that it's such a strong card. So yeah, that's my thoughts, but all of them are great. I just personally think Fire Spirit's the best. Plus, I personally only use Fire Spirit out of all the spirits. So, hey, maybe I'm biased, but the stats don't lie.
We've seen a lot of Ice Spirit, especially comboed with Hog Rider. And we know Hog Rider's win percentage is very high. I wouldn't say it's broken, but it's definitely played in every winning deck. So that needs to be worked on. Next question, though. As of 2024, same with the spirits, what is the best wizard as of right now?
Okay, I love this question because it's always fun to compare all the wizards because they're just a lovely bunch of brothers. But my personal answer for this would have to be definitely not the regular wizard. Everyone knows that card is just not a great card, especially when you go up higher on ladder. There's just so many better options. 5 elixirs a lot, and there's so many cheaper options you could use, such as Magic Archer, Hunter, so many other options. So now it's really the question, Ice Wizard or Electro Wizard. And for me personally, that is a really tough question. I think Electro Wizard is probably the best wizard in the game just because of that enter the arena effect that he stuns. I know Ice Wizard recently got an enter the arena effect. He used to not do the freeze thingy. But I think Electro Wizard, just because of his effect to stun cards and completely counter the Inferno Dragon, and he counters any swarm, you know, put him on a Skarmy. Same thing with Ice Wizard, but like I think he's just more versatile. Definitely think that E-Wizard's better. But yeah, that's my thoughts. I think Electro Wizard is just more versatile.
I'm gonna have to agree with you on that. As of right now, is Arrow or Fire a must need for this current meta?
That's a great question. I think Arrows is definitely a must because Hog is definitely one of the best cards in the game. We can all agree on that, but the Firecracker epidemic that's going around is really making me question what spells we should be running right now. And I do think that Arrows is very important to have because it counters the Firecracker, but it doesn't even counter the Evo Firecracker or Evo Archers. So is it really enough? I think unfortunately, you know, you're gonna always have to fireball or poison on the Evos, and it's a negative elixir trade. Sure, you're getting tower damage, but you never want a negative elixir trade. So,
That is true.
that's just my thoughts. I think all this firecracker nonsense that's been going around is definitely like causing the usage rates for the arrows to increase. And even just watching me play right now, you can see all the hog riders. I know we're not talking about hog rider, but like you get to see.
Hog rider is huge in the current meta.
Yeah, but back to arrows. Actually, if you look at the win rates this week, arrows has a 54% win rate and is the third most spell with the highest win rate after rage and snowball. So I do think that arrows is actually making a huge, appearance.
Yeah, on the same topic of Evo Firecracker, do you see Evos completely ruining Clash Royale? As of right now, we just gained Evo Tesla and Evo Zap, and those cards do play a huge role in the game as of right now. But do you see them doing anything crazy as in Evos?
I think Evo Tesla and Evo Zap are insane, first of all. And second of all, I could potentially see Evos ruining the game because people are just, maybe it seems, for some people it's fun for now, but I do think it's going to ruin the game because it's just about who has the better Evos. It's not about who, it's not a strategy anymore. I really think that's going to hurt the game in the long run because that's what it used to be about,
Yeah, when you go to the item shop, all you see are Evos.
Exactly. I was
can buy-
talking about the item shop. Like, it's just all... It used to be like one little page, and now it's like just to claim my free reward, I have to scroll through all these deals, and it's like they know what they're doing. It's not like...
Yeah, they have free card upgrades, Evo Zap, Valkyrie, a bunch of champions. People used to have to work for this, and now it's getting spoon-fed to them for $2.
I agree.
And to some players, that just isn't fair.
I agree with that. Like some people just wanna, like, games, of course they're gonna have deals and items you can buy, like, that's obvious, but like it shouldn't be a bad experience for people who don't pay money. Like, do you know what I'm trying to say? Like,
Yeah.
there should
Some
be...
people used to have to open chests. Now when you go to the item shop, you could just, like, get whatever, like, card unlock it gives you for money. And that's just, like, crazy to think about.
I agree with you, Dom Swirl. Like I said before, Clash Royale, they don't have the best interests in their mind, and they really need to consider the feedback from the community, because this is not an unpopular opinion. Everyone is saying this. The only people who are probably not agreeing with me are you guessed it, the people who pay money. They're the ones who don't agree. They probably think it's all fine, but... Okay, next question.
Alright, and as in the recent update of this month, I know you made a video on it, but what have you wished Supercell would have changed?
Okay, so balance changes in March, I think for the most part they were okay. They nerfed Evo Knight, they nerfed Evo Bomber. They nerfed Little Prince, which I think was great. But I think they should have,
And the P.E.K.K.A buff was crazy.
Yeah, the P.E.K.K.A buff was too much. 33% range buff. Like, I think that's insane. It could end. The graveyard nerf was really sad to see, I think. And I don't know if Evo Valkyrie deserved a buff. Who knows? Maybe she did. I don't think she did. But something I wish they should have done was a nerf or some sort of rework to the Hog Rider. I know I get a lot of hate for this, but I do think it's a super strong card for 4 Elixir. I see it every day. I'm not trying to say, oh, just because I see a card a lot doesn't mean it needs a nerf, but it's clearly a really strong card, and everyone uses it for a reason. It's in every deck on mid ladder, even on high ladder. They still use Hog Rider, so I don't want to hear that. And then the Firecracker needs some sort of nerf. The evil Firecracker needs a nerf for sure. The regular Firecracker needs a nerf or rework because it's just ridiculous how much value she gets for only 3 elixir. And for you guys saying, oh my god, arrows, like, you're clearly delusional. Arrows doesn't just fix a card's problems. Like, you need to fix the card. You shouldn't have to be forced to run arrows in your deck just because a little Firecracker wants to be a little too firecracky. But
I think they should. One way to fix Evos going on in the game. I've watched a lot of Evos, how they fit into the meta. They definitely need to up the elixir on them. Another card may cost 3, but for 3 you don't get the same value as what you used to get. So they definitely need to up it. I don't know what they're gonna do in that area, but I definitely think they need to up the elixir on that.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. Like, even Evo Royal Giant, you are not stopping Evo Royal Giant from hitting your tower unless you spend 12 elixir, because E-Barbs will not stop it. A building, it will not stop it. And then you can't scar me because it goes boom, and then it kills a scar me every time it shoots. So I think it's literally just, it's just always guaranteed to get damage, I think. Evo Firecracker, it's gonna hit your tower. It's gonna hit your tower.
You need to change the kickback or something,
Yeah,
because she just stay alive for literally the whole game if you don't have a spell.
Yeah, and then when I do spell it, I'm poisoning the tower, and it's like, do I really have to spend poison to kill a Firecracker every time when there's other cards in his deck that I should be poisoning instead, like a witch or something? Do I really need to be poisoning?
In the game, they have the same value as Evos, and that is concerning to think about.
Yeah, like, what happened to champions and the hype about that? What was the point of champions in the game if you're just gonna make Evos the best card?
Champions and tanks, they should have like the main role in a deck, but now it's just Evo on level 15.
Literally, they keep doing this. Like, they added champions, and then no one gives a fuck about legendaries. Now they add Evos, no one gives a fuck about champions, and they're just gonna keep adding shit. Which, obviously, you're supposed to add things to your game, but you're supposed to add things that make the game a positive experience for everyone, not just people who pay money. So I think that, and then I also think, back to the balance changes, I think Mega Knight needs some type of nerf or rework. And hear me out, I'm not saying Mega Knight is the best card in the game. Obviously it's not, okay? Even here on Royal API, we can see Mega Knight with only a 43% usage rate. But, I mean win rate. Sorry. But the way that it's used on mid ladder is actually disgusting, because it seems like no one uses it, right? 8% win rate, but then you go to ladder and then it changes. You have Mega Knight at a 22% usage rate, and it's really a problem in mid ladder because they just spam Mega Knight, and it's like, why? Like, it's just a bad card.
They don't know how to fix their updates, honestly.
Yeah,
their updates only benefit just like the card and not the meta. I feel like once in a while they should change some of the cards to fix the meta, get people using new cards. I feel like using the same card over and over, for some people it's tiring, especially playing against it.
Yeah, because all the meta is really bad right now. It's just Evo. The meta is just Evo, and then maybe like Hog Firecracker Knight, whatever Earthquake deck that is. And I miss the old Clash Royale where, you still see different decks, but like, I just miss seeing all different types of decks. I hardly see, like, I don't know, I can give you an example right now, but like I just like I like when the meta is really diverse and like who really wants to go against the same deck 4 times in a row? Because I don't know if any of you guys do. Comment below if you actually like that shit, because I would like to have a talk with you. But do you, Swirly, like to go against the same decks? No?
Yeah, running against Lumberloon, Golem Pump. I know it's cringe, but I just hate to see it all the time.
Exactly. And then going back to your question about how should they fix the game, I think they kind of took a step in the right direction with the new addition to the game, which is the Lucky Drops, because it's a cool little free-to-play addition they added where you can just do little quests and then they give you a reward. I don't think it fixes anything, but at least they're attempting something. I think to fix issues in a game, you don't add more shit. Sorry for my language, but you need to actually fix like the core problem. You need to like address the actual issue. You don't just add new things, you know? So I think they should definitely do that. And then also an issue is matchmaking. I think they should add some more algorithms in to make the matchmaking a little more better, because I should not be like, there's one thing about hard counters going against hard counters, but then there's another thing like why there should be a matchmaking, I don't know what to call it, like something they put in the matchmaking where you can't go against the same deck multiple times in a row. I think they really need to fix the matchmaking and make it fair. I should be getting hard countered 4 times in a row. I shouldn't be.
Especially if you're running against just a max deck.
Yeah.
Double Evo.
Yeah.
Level 15. I think you should stay against level 14 cards. Stay against people with the same amount of Evos as you. I don't know how they'll measure that in their systems, but I definitely think that's something Clash Royale should go over.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think I don't think I should be going against level 15 people. Maybe once in a while, but like it should be more fair, because like what do I really stand a chance against a level 15 player with level 15 towers, level 15 cards, double Evos, and then I don't have any of that? It's just not fair. And it's like Clash Royale, the message that you're sending out is that, hey, if you want to be good at this game, spend money. And that's not really nice. I think it's really disgraceful to the whole purpose of the game. And I don't see any other mobile game that has this. Even Fortnite, you don't gotta pay any money on Fortnite to be good, right? I know you play Fortnite, right?
Yeah.
Do you have to spend money on the game to be good?
No, absolutely not.
It's just cosmetics, right?
Yeah.
That should be the case on Clash Royale. I mean, yeah, you could buy cards and whatever, but like it should be mostly like the cosmetic aspect that you're spending money on, or some cards or some whatever tokens, sure. But like Evos and all this level 15, blah blah blah, like, you know what I mean? It's just like too much.
Yeah, but back to that topic we were on. I definitely do think they should do level matchmaking, because you would see a level 13 in Challenger 2, and then he'd be all the way in like Master or even like Champion, and having a level 13 at Grand Champion is crazy. How can a level 13 play against level 15? And I know like somebody like maybe good on level 13 and just like boost the account and just play against level 13s all the way to their like Royal Champion or even Ultimate Champion. But I definitely think like you need to be a high enough level, so they need to fix their matchmaking for sure.
Yeah, I agree. And I actually have a question for you, Dom Sproul.
Yeah.
So you talked about making you talked about Supercell balancing out the matchmaking, so you're going against, people in the similar level as you, right? Would you be okay with if they did this change and made the matchmaking more, specific? Would you be okay with waiting longer for a match to begin? Because I know a huge point of the game was, okay, you press battle and you're in a match. Would you be okay with like waiting a little bit longer? Let's say like it takes 30 seconds for a game to start, but the matchmaking is better, or maybe like 20 seconds. 30 is a lot.
I mean, that's a huge thing about the game, meta. And I think if you're running after Mega Knight, after Mega Knight, after Mega Knight, I feel like after a while, they should give you a different queue. But I feel like they shouldn't just, like, put aside the deck that counters you. Because there's over thousands of decks in the game. And they can't just take them all out just because they counter you and give you, like, decks you counter. Because then, like, matchmaking will be unfair. But I definitely think they should, like, if you lose, like, 7 in a row to the same exact deck, they should, like, have something for that. I would definitely wait to not losing that 8th in a row. Because losing 8 times in a row can be painful.
Yeah.
And upsetting.
Yeah.
As of right now, we were speaking about Evos and Tesla. How do you feel about Tesla in the structure meta? Like, we have Cannon, of course. We have Inferno Tower. Both good cards. But do you see Inferno Tower, Tesla being played more now that it has an Evo?
Yeah, of course. I think Tesla was never a bad card. I think before the Evo, it was definitely one of the better buildings in the game. And it's interesting. They gave the Evo to one of the best buildings in the game. So obviously it's just going to be even better. And definitely, now that it's Evo, probably the strongest building in the game. And yeah, we're going to see a lot more Tesla. And this might be a bad thing for a lot of decks that use Tesla. For example, Expo might make a very strong comeback. Now imagine Expo with the Evo Tesla and Evo Archers, or Evo Knight, or Evo Fire Spirit. Because look at Expo, every card in Expo literally has an Evo. So we might see a lot of that, and maybe more Hog Rider decks, because Hog Quake uses Tesla. So we're going to see a lot of that. So I think we're going to see a lot of Tesla, and it's definitely the best building in the game now.
And to wrap everything up with a bow tie, as of right now, we only have Cannoneer and Tower Princess. I feel like, personally, they could ruin the game with the next Power Troop they add to the game. But in your opinion, how do you feel they're going about Tower Troops as of right now?
Okay, so yeah, Tower Troops, we didn't talk about that, but I think it's an interesting choice. Am I on board with it? 100%. Not too sure. We only have one Tower Troop. I think Cannoneer, it's really... It just... You really have to relearn placements, relearn timing. Because Princess Tower, we're just so used to her, and we know the placements, we know the timings, we know which... Now you have to relearn it and know which decks are good against it, which decks are bad against it, which, it doesn't sound like a bad thing. It's more, you're just learning more. But I think, again, it ruins a certain aspect of the game that goes along with strategy. Now it's turning more and more into luck. Okay, am I going against Cannoneer? Oops, that's bad luck because it's bad against my deck. So it's just more about luck. And I think the Princess Tower, I don't think there was really a need to add Tower Troops. I think there's different things I could have done. And I'm a little worried because we're definitely going to be getting more of those in the future. They're not just going to give us 2, So
the fact that Cannoneer can take out any squishy with just one cannon is very huge. I know they have...
I think it's crazy, and I'm scared what ideas they have next for Tower Troops. Oh my god, imagine customizable, one side is a princess, and then the other side's a Cannoneer, and then the King Tower is an Inferno Dragon.
there's no knowing what Super Hell has in their pocket.
They could add
Because
that.
Cannoneer is like that's a crazy thing to add to the game.
Yeah.
But it was good talking to you, Yuckus. Glad to know that you want to become a full-time streamer. I will be tuning into your streams, checking you out, and wishing you go pro every single day.
Thank you so much, and it was great having you. Thanks for interviewing me, and I hope this gives people more insight onto who I am and my personal thoughts on the game. And you should definitely watch me go live on TikTok at Clash Yuckus, because I go live almost every day, almost every night, and I try to do exciting things on there, you know, tourneys. So you guys should definitely tune in. But anyways, enough about me. Dom Swirl, you've been a pleasure to have here on the channel, and
It's been a pleasure being here.
thank you, and I really hope to have you back.
Anytime.
Yeah, so that's it for the video, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and comment below your thoughts on Clash Royale, and you know, answer all the questions that we've touched on. I want to hear your opinions, and that's it. Bye, guys.